Hello everybody, welcome back to my playthrough of Highway Blossoms. This is my playthrough of a visual novel DLC from the main story, which I read back in early 2020, almost 6 years ago now. And it continues the story of a blossoming romance between Amber, a gal that was driving through the desert, I think down in Arizona, and she saw this cute young gal about her age named Marina broken down on the side of the road. And the adventure continued, or basically the adventure started from there and continued throughout the entire Highway Blossoms of Amber getting to know this new pickup that she picked up. Her car was ruined, and they ended up going on treasure hunting adventures all over the Southwest. And it was a pretty intriguing story, but also it kind of showed the blossoming romance between Amber and Marina. Now, Marina is adorable, but she's not exactly the brightest thing out there. She's not the sharpest tool in the shed. But it doesn't really matter, because how can you not love her just because how adorable she is? So we picked this up in the DLC, guys, and we're about to go help a new friend in Las Vegas get ready to cater for a big time event later that night. So we're going to go ahead and pick this up in part 5 here, guys. Live stream Under the Moonshine, number 225, or 325, sorry. And let's go ahead and pick this up right where we left off, guys. Load game. I believe we're right here. And yes, this does look familiar. Alright, guys. So the air was abuzz with excitement. The frenetic music that blasted from the loudspeakers was drowned out by all the conversation. Boxes slammed, booths scraped, burglars sizzled as merriment ensued. From corner to corner, nearly every inch of free space was covered with someone selling something. An assortment of booths offered plushies, shirts, keychains, and all other manners of touristy crap. Large signboards used bright colors, big pictures, and small words to list the locations and topics of several panels. Our alien overlords and you, how to survive in a post-occupation world. I'm not saying it was aliens. Live in concert, the crop circles. Hanging banners pointed the way to other attractions like the swap meet and to the game hall. Aha, there's our infamous trio. This is Tess. She just turned 12, or she's turning 12. And our lovely couple came back to Las Vegas just to be there for her 12th birthday party. Mariah is what you would think of, honestly, as like trailer trash. A perfect definition of trailer trash. And Joseph here, I don't know if he's like her friend or boyfriend or something. Can't really remember what their relationship is with each other, but hopefully we'll get reminded of that in the near future. Near the front entrance, the trio had just arrived. Her hands on her hips, Mariah surveyed the area like a pirate captain scanning the seas. All around, dumb schmucks ripe for the swindling went about their business, completely indifferent. And beside her, Tess stared out into the ocean of faces, hoping to see Marina's familiar bright face. But no, they were more like gloomy gray clouds, she decided. Joe watched this all happen. Did I miss something? No. And Joe watched this all happen.
What do you want to see first?
He'd been directing the question at Tess, but it was Mariah who answered.
What do you think? We're gonna head to the swap meet, like we decided. That's where all the suckers will be at.
So who are they trying to swindle now?
Makes sense that you'd head there first, then.
You're damn right it does. What? You think you've got a better idea floating in that head of yours?
I'd mostly been asking the kid who wanted to be here. You know, the one who clearly needs some cheering up.
True. She has been pretty depressed, so she's been seeming pretty depressed in the first, I think it was the second episode I read, where she was just laying in her bed in that travel trailer they live in, or the motorhome they live in, and yeah, she didn't want to come out of bed even during the daytime. It's pretty kind of sad, especially for like a 12-year-old girl, right? Not even wanting to come out.
Fine. Hey, kid. You want to go to the swap meet?
Tess shrugged. She didn't particularly feel like going to the swap meet, but she didn't feel like doing anything else either. Yeah, she just wants to see her friends, their friends, Marina and Amber. More than anything, though, she felt tired. It wasn't the kind of tired where you need to sleep more. It was just more the kind of tired where you just don't want to get out of bed. I think we've all felt that a time or two in our life, right?
See? She likes the idea!
Oh boy. Gripping her sister's shoulder like a rag doll, Mariah started to drag Tess off towards the swap meet. Joe held an arm out to stop her.
Why don't you go handle this one on your own? I'll take Tess and go do something fun.
Oh wow. Good job, Joseph. Proud of him. Yeah, look at her. He just wanted to go back to bed. He's venturing off the screen. That's funny.
Fun? Fun? What's the use of fun? You can't pay for shit with fun.
You can't pay anything if you waste all your money gambling, but that's never stopped you before.
Wow.
Well, if somebody would count the cards like they're supposed to, then it wouldn't be such a waste.
He wants him to count cards. That's hilarious.
Tell you what, I'll give you $10. Surely that's got to be enough to get you started, right?
$10? I couldn't blow my nose with $10.
Fine, 20.
Mariah eyed him slyly, calculating just how far she could push Joe's generosity and patience. Finally, she held out a hand.
Deal.
Joe slid a crisp $20 bill from his wallet and passed it to Mariah. She sniffed it, licked it once to be sure, and then pocketed it.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Right? Mariah just growled in response, not having a comeback, but not wanting Joe to get the last word in. Like a cat fallen from a banister, she sauntered away with the illusion of dignity. She had a plan, but of course it wasn't one she could admit to Joe. He would think that she'd gone soft if he knew she was worried about Tess. But after reading the messages her sister was sending, it was Mariah's phone after all. She knew that something had to be done. And that was why she had agreed to come on the stupid alien convention anyway, because Tess wanted to, even though anyone with half a brain knew that the supernatural convention down at the Excalibur would be way more lucrative. Fair enough. The cash she had would be more than enough to find a gift for Tess. And if she was savvy, she could talk her way into a discount. There should be plenty left over to spend on herself as well. Of course, it's always got to be about Mariah, right, Mariah? Once Mariah left and was finally granted some peace, Joe knelt down so he was closer to Tess's eye level.
All right, kiddo, let's try that again. The convention is your oyster. What do you want to do?
Tess shrugged, more interested in the gum stuck on the ground near Joe's foot than in any of her surroundings. It was stretched, thin and gross, ignored unless it was causing someone a problem.
Text Marina, I guess.
That doesn't count. Something that isn't on your phone?
Yeah, I mean, Joseph's got a point, right? But she is so excited to see Marina again. Her list of hobbies exhausted, Tess just stood and waited to be told what to do. That's so sad.
What about some of the games? Want to see if we can win you some sort of prize?
That sounds like fun.
If you want.
No, she just doesn't sound like herself. She sounds so depressed, and for a 12-year-old kid, that's so sad. And it's her birthday. I mean, You shouldn't be that damn sad as a 12-year-old on your birthday. Something's definitely wrong with her. I mean, she's a fictional character, but even I'm starting to be a little concerned about her, you know?
Hey, it's not about what I want today. It's about you. What sounds fun to you?
Oh yeah, Joseph's a good guy. Tess thought long and hard, and she couldn't come up with an answer.
Right. Games it is. Nothing gets the old dopamine pumping like some carnival games.
Joe didn't know if that was true, but he desperately hoped that it was. The first game they stopped at was a test of strength. A big yellow pressure plate set invitingly at the base of an illustrated tractor beam. At the top of the beam was a UFO, complete with flashing LED lights.
All right, this one's an old classic. Watch and learn. I'll get it warmed up for you.
And with extra pomp, Joe rolled up his sleeves and flexed his arms, accepting a large mallet from the bored-looking college student running the game. He glanced down to make sure Tess was watching, and she was, or at least she was staring in the general direction of the game, and then Joe swung. He put his back into it and his full body weight too. The mallet crashed against the pressure plate, illuminating the first in a trail of lights that ran all the way from the base of the UFO. First one light turned yellow, and then another, and then another, and then it stopped just after 3 lights. It wasn't even a fifth of the way up the board. You're not even worth abducting, a scoreboard taunted. That's funny.
Here's your prize, sir.
And so the carny guy running the game says, "Here's your prize, sir." And this carny guy sounds about like it, you know. Tess here is talking as well, and how it sounds like she feels. Just like not into it, not excited for anything, you know. The attendant's voice couldn't have been more flat or boring. I agree. He offered Joe a basket of aluminum badges, each bearing a small illustration of a cartoon alien. Joe picked one at random and just dropped it into his pocket.
Okay, your turn. Let's see what you've got.
Come on, Tess, you got this. Tess grasped the mallet, which was almost half her weight. He looked at it until it was just barely over her shoulders, and then brought it down, letting gravity do most of the work for her. The mallet clacked off the pressure plate as the light began to streak upwards once again. It passed the first, then the second, and third, quickly eclipsing Joe's score. It continued to climb and climb, until it reached the apex. The UFO lit up, making a clattering and shimmering sound in celebration. Well, hell yeah, Tess, you just did it. You just beat Joseph. Yeah, you just won a lot, right? Won a lot of points. The person manning the game approached Tess, carrying an immense UFO-shaped pillow. It was almost as big as one of the tires back on their RV.
Here's your prize, ma'am.
Boy, just that same still boring, dead voice. Here's your prize, ma'am. He sounded just as unimpressed as he had been by Joe's score.
Hey, great job!
Yeah, somebody's got to give her kudos. Tess struggled to wrap her arms around the new prize as Joe clapped in support.
You did it! You hit the jackpot!
I think that's awesome.
How's it feel? Pretty good, right?
Boy, Joseph's really trying to cheer her up. I like what he's trying to do. I really do.
Not really.
Aww, she's still sad. That didn't even make her smile.
Doesn't feel like anything.
God, what is wrong with her? I'm really starting to worry about her. He tried not to let it bother him.
Sounds like we just haven't found the right game for you yet. Come on, let's try the next one.
I love his positive attitude. Tess followed dutifully, clinging to the pillow that Joe had been so excited for her to win. Next, the pair arrived at a decorated skee-ball machine, complete with crop circle theming around the goals.
Ever played one of these before? Do you know how it works?
Tess shook her head.
It's a real test of skill, not luck. You've got to focus for this one.
And at the end of a long ramp, several slots were arranged across a backboard. Plastic corrals surrounded each hole, with point values painted on.
Don't worry about aiming for the big money. Go for the easier shots that you know you can make.
Right? Summarizing both his game plan and his life philosophy, Joe readied himself for the game to begin. 5 plastic balls were dispensed near his hand, and he picked one up, getting a feel for the weight. And with a bowler's dramatic flourish, he sent the first ball careening up the ramp. It bounced off the lip, nearly landing in the 30-point zone, but instead bouncing back into the 10-pointer. Yeah, I remember this game. I actually used to enjoy this particular game at like fairgrounds and carnivals and stuff like that. Played it quite a bit, but I was never really that good at it.
Dang, close one.
Both of Joe's next throws missed, while the fourth one landed in the 20-point zone.
All right, this is the last one. Need at least 20 more points to win a prize. Think you can cheer me on?
How do I do that?
Aw, come on, Tess. You know how to cheer him on.
Whatever feels right to you, kiddo.
Wow. Poor girl. She thought about it for a moment, and then Tess stepped forward and awkwardly reached up to pat Joe's shoulder twice. Aw, that's so adorable.
Good luck.
Man, something is just wrong with her. Joe stared down the 20-point hole, channeling all of his focus and concentration. He pictured a crosshair in his mind, pinpointing the exact spot the ball needed to land. He stepped back, practicing the shot a couple of times, and then, with a solemn nod, he stepped forward and threw it. The ball went wide, missing the target by a number of inches, and instead rolling into the 10-point zone. Man, that sounds like my luck, so you need 50 points to win a prize, and he gets 40. A series of red lights and disappeared tombstone music reminded them that the 40 points was not enough to qualify for a prize. Yeah, I can hear that like almost like a kind of like a sad song or a fail sound.
Well, you can't win them all.
Come on, Tess. Show him how it's done.
Sorry. That's some bad luck.
Man, this poor girl.
No!
He struggled once again to think of something mature and adult-like to say. But what could you say to a kid who is having such an unkid-like thought?
Why don't you give this one a shot? Here, I'll hold that.
After accepting the UFO plushie, he ushered Tess towards the game. She stared up at the target area. As Joe wanted her to try, she would try. Gotta love her. And without bothering to get a feel like Joe did, Tess made her first shot. The ball whizzed over the ramp and sank neatly into the 20-point zone. Not bad for your first throw on this game, Tess.
Nice going.
Yeah, 20 points to start off. Shot 2 landed in the 10-pointer, and shot 3 was another 20. Even though shot 4 was a miss, Tess was now guaranteed a prize. On shot 5, Joe came to stand beside her, crouching down to see the game from Tess's level.
All right, last shot. You can go for something safe, like another 10 points, or you can aim big and try to double your score.
Ooh.
What's it gonna be?
I like how he just keeps trying to cheer her up and try to get her motivated, you know? But you can just look at her face and see that she's just sad. Just super sad about something. Tess threw the ball, not caring too much where it landed. The ball sailed over and cracked against the 50-point zone, but it didn't make it in. It ran down between 2 other slots and then finally disappeared into the 40-point hole. Hey, that's not bad.
Woo! Go Tess!
No kidding. And once again, Joe whooped and hollered in celebration, trying to have enough enthusiasm for the two of them. But after Tess had accepted her prize, a t-shirt that was 3 sizes too big for her, she didn't look any happier. Oh, that's just sad.
What about now? Heart racing? Blood boiling?
Still no.
Damn. Still not determined to give in, Joe led them over to the next game.
Now this is sure to make you really feel alive.
Huh. She just ain't feeling it. It was a shooting range game with a small laser gun attached to a tether. Several feet away, cardboard aliens that were varying degrees of grotesque would pop up, with targets stamped across them.
Easy as pie. Lame.
Joe closed one eye and raised the gun up as he leveled it at the target.
Wait for it.
One of the high-value cutouts, an especially hideous thing with purple skin and horns and tentacles, was due to pop out any second. The moment it reared its ugly head, Joe pulled the trigger. But just a second later, it disappeared again, Joe's shot having gone wide and missed. Aw, Joe. Fine, he placed the gun back in its holster.
Well, I was never much good at these. But I bet you can step up there and show an old geezer like me how it's done, right?
And there you go. Come on, Tess. Wordlessly, Tess stepped forward and readied the toy gun. When the targets first started to move, she began firing lazily, her motion shaky and random. But, as fate would have it, her shots were finding their marks. Oh boy. But you know, not everyone landed, but many did. With each hit, there was an accompanying sound effect to add to the hype. Well, if there had been any hype to begin with. Yeah, I think Joe is providing any hype there is, for sure. Tess fired with a cold indifference and a hardened criminal until the timer ran out. She didn't even bother to check the score and simply accepted the prize that was thrust upon her, ready to be forgotten. Joe extended a hand, offering to carry some of the burden. He loaded the UFO plushie from the first game up on his shoulder, giving Tess an easier time. Now, the two of them headed away from the shooting range, finding a spot to sit down near an empty stairway. Joe poked the prize in Tess's arms to get her attention.
I reckon you've got one of the best records of anyone here at this con. If your sister were around, I'm sure she'd be chomping at the bit to find a way to make some money off of it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
What about you, though? Did you have a good time?
Tess was quiet for a long moment, which Joe took as a good sign. If she had to think about it, then the answer couldn't just be an easy no. And then she pulled out her cell phone, staring down at its blank screen as if it might have better news. Maybe a message from Marina. But nothing. Had Marina forgotten her after all? The girl staring back at her from the pristine glass looked like a stranger.
Other people are having fun.
Aw, man.
You're having fun. Why can't I have fun too?
That's so sad. The quiet solemnity of Tess's question took Joe off guard, even though he knew he should be used to it by now.
Well, that's because...
Yeah, she definitely twisted his tongue. He racked his brain, hoping to stumble across something poignant to say.
There's something wrong with me, isn't there?
Sure sounds like it, Tess, I hate to tell you. It wasn't even a question. It was just a statement. Joe sighed and just put what he hoped was a comforting arm around Tessa's shoulders. This was going to be a lot harder than he thought. Amber. Marina and I show up to the Sweet Tooth bright and early. Me as awake as ever. Marina still complaining about just how early it is. And when we knock on the door, Cassie swiftly lets us in.
Wow, I kinda didn't expect you guys to really show up. When Amber sets her mind on something, there's no stopping her.
No, that's true.
You two are both lifesavers, honestly. I've been here for a few hours already.
Are you running this thing solo?
Yep, just me. My recipes, my decorations, all of it's mine. I should have done some of this stuff days ago, but you know how that is.
Right.
What are we making? Candy? Nah, the candy's all finished. We're gonna make crispy rice treats. Come on, we'll use the main kitchen.
Oh, who doesn't like Rice Krispie treats? She guides us through the dark store. Read from the perspective of Amber or Marina? Let's go with Marina to start with.
Make sure you guys wash your hands.
The kitchen we're in is super professional. There's all kinds of scary looking equipment with dials and knobs and sensors. All of it is made of shiny metal. Like we're already on a UFO. That's all stainless steel probably. I guess that would explain how I ended up in this bizarro land with Bizarro Amber. As if waking up before the sun does isn't bad enough, it's for the sake of this random girl that Amber barely knows. Okay, sure, it's not like Amber has ever helped out random girls before, or hasn't ever helped out random girls before me, but it's so rare that I can't help but feel like the alarm bells in my own head are going off. And this is kind of why I chose Marina, because I do want to kind of see, you know, what her thought process is of helping this Cassie girl that Amber barely knows. Like, is there any kind of king of jealousy, you know, of this Cassie girl that Amber is doing this for? Or, you know, is she totally trusting and everything like that? I mean, I think a hint of jealousy in any relationship is healthy, you know? But anyway, let's find out. Whatever, Marina. It's just one day. You can put up with Amber being insensitive for a day, right? I already know that I can, of course. I've done that for a lot of days.
Ever made these before?
Nope, never. You?
Tons of times. I'm a pro at these.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to make the best freaking batch of my life. I add in my head. No way am I going to let myself get shown up here. Oh, so she's going to compete against this Cassie girl, and this Cassie girl's been doing this a long time as her job. How is Marina going to hold up competing against this gal? It's definitely getting interesting.
Oh, really? Do you eat them all yourself?
If Amber's a pro at anything, it's finding ways to tease me.
I wish. They're a crowd pleaser when you've got a family full of little kids.
So, what you're saying is, I should leave it all to you.
No way. You're the one who signed us up for this.
I mean, she does seem a little bit ditzy sometimes, but when she says stuff like this, you think she does have a few brain cells going, right? You're the one who signed us up for this, Amber, and she did. I know she's just kidding, but it still stings. Because it's basically proof that she doesn't really want to be doing this either.
Hey, it's just helping out a friend.
I can't help but glare over at Cassie, making sure she's not listening. Cassie's not a bad person, I don't think. She's probably got no idea how much I'm feeling over here. Doesn't change the fact that things would be a lot easier right now if she didn't exist.
A friend.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of jealousy or misunderstanding going on here with Marina. So I'm kind of glad that I chose to play this part from Marina's perspective. Yeah, she's a little bit worried or concerned. I don't know if it's jealousy, but she's a little concerned.
Amber, you've known her for like 2 minutes.
Fair. That's very fair, Marina. Enough time for our entire trip to get rebuilt around her, though.
That's about how long I knew you when I let you in the RV.
Whoa.
Those are like totally different things.
Really? Are we sure about that there, Marina? They are, right? I was stuck on the side of the road and probably would have died of heat stroke in like an hour if Amber hadn't shown up. And then, from there, it wasn't like Amber had anything else going on. She didn't have a girlfriend who was already struggling to be good enough. Uh-oh. All I wanted to do was see Tess and spend time with Amber. Is that too much to ask? Yeah, look how sad her face looks there.
Sorry, I thought it'd be fun for us both.
I sigh, and at this point, we're committed. Or, hey, at least I am. May as well try to make the best of it, right?
Well, it can
still be fun. Come on, Cassie's probably wondering why it's taking us so long to wash our hands.
Well, I definitely like Marina's attitude here as well. Make the best of it. Have fun. Amber, so now we get her perspective of this little helping Cassie event that she signed up for. We join Cassie at the long counter and put on the clear plastic gloves that she hands us. She starts doling out supplies, pots and pans, and utensils and ingredients. There's already a few pans of stuff boiling on a stove.
Thanks again for helping out. Seriously, I mean it. Let me know if there's anything I can do to make it up to you. Once we're done here, I can drive us to the con. Does that work?
I glance at Marina, who shrugged.
Sure. Beats having to park the RV at a casino.
Right?
An RV, huh? And you met while driving? I'm guessing there's a good story in here somewhere, right?
It's kind of an unbelievable one, really. Like, if someone told me it happened to them, I'd think they were lying.
Okay, now I've gotta know.
A few months ago, did you ever hear about this journal?
They start talking about the treasure hunting and everything. At first, we try to keep it brief, but Cassie makes it clear that she wants the whole story. So we start with the first piece of treasure and go from there. Marina and I take turns talking, and fill in the blanks when the other starts to stumble or forgets a detail. While we talk, Cassie finishes the prep work. That includes moving the stuff from the stove into trays to cool. Then she starts to set up the new stations for us to make treats. Other than occasionally asking for clarification on something, she doesn't ever interrupt us. I finish up the story with our arrival back in Las Vegas just yesterday. And when I'm done, Cassie looks at me and then at Marina, and she just shakes her head.
Wow. That's really all I can say. Wow.
Told you it was pretty unbelievable.
Right?
Yeah, you sure did.
Boy.
I was expecting you to be high school sweethearts who eloped or something. Not a John Wayne movie.
Her voice almost sounds like she's a little jealous. Maybe I'm misreading, but yeah, her voice sounds a little shaky.
Everyone's been talking about the gold, the journal, the people who found it. My boss even wanted to do some promo event where we'd have gold-plated chocolate bars to capitalize on the hype.
Huh.
And here you are, helping me out. It's pretty surreal.
Right? She heard about it all.
It's been one surreal moment after another for us. You get used to them eventually.
Maybe you do. The road sounds a hell of a lot more interesting than things here.
Aww.
This is Las Vegas, though. It's one of the most famous cities in the world. How's that not interesting?
Fair?
I guess when you live here, you get used to it. Besides, the Las Vegas that people dream about is a scam. Fool's gold, pretty much.
I mean, fair
That's
too.
the way all cities are. They sound nicer from the outside, until you're there and have to deal with the traffic and the people.
You have to excuse Amber. Sometimes she forgets how to have fun.
That sounds so like Marina.
I'm just saying. I'll bet even Carlsbad sounds interesting when you're not from there.
Yeah.
Hey, I can see it both ways. I moved out here because I thought it would be a lot different than what it is. Turns out the Las Vegas they try to sell you on TV isn't real.
And then she makes a chopping motion with her hands, starting to bustle around once more.
Right, well, famous treasure hunters or not, let's make some treats.
She ushers us over to one of the counters where there are a few grocery bags full of supplies. At a glance, I can see marshmallows, butter, and crisp rice cereal. There's lots of each. There's also a precarious stack of pans and utensils, plus a few boxes of plastic wrap. Finally, there are a few portable single-burner stoves. All in all, it looks like something someone would have dumped off here and said, "Not my problem" about.
If you want, I can walk you through how to do it.
Before I can even respond or accept the heavy pan that Cassie's offering me, Marina cuts across and snatches it away from her.
It's okay, I can show her.
Oh wow, yeah. And for a second, Cassie looks a little taken back. like she didn't expect to be challenged, but she shrugs.
Sure thing.
Cassie scoops up a few things from the bags and then slides one of the stoves further down the counter. Marina grabs supplies as well, doubling up on everything. Marina squeezes past me and turns on the burner, setting the heavy pan on top of it, and then she unwraps and drops a couple of sticks of butter in.
First things first. You gotta melt these.
Right.
Here, chop it up. It'll make it go faster.
She hands me a knife, which I grip like a caveman and use to hack at the softening butter. The butter melts slowly, even though the flame underneath is blazing brightly. While we wait, Marina starts to set up her own station a few feet away from mine. Soon, it's become a thick pool. Marina hands me a bag of marshmallows.
Add these in slowly and stir them so that they'll melt.
The whole bag?
Yeah,
2 bags, actually.
that's funny. My teeth hurt just from thinking about eating one of these.
If you say so.
I do.
I pull hard trying to tear open the bag and eventually resort to using my teeth. That makes it split open and a couple of marshmallows bounce onto the counter and floor. I bend down to pick them up.
5-second rule.
Horrified, Marina bats them out of my hand again.
Ew, no, gross!
And she was gonna put them in. That's funny. That's like hilarious.
Those marshmallows are gonna come out of your paycheck.
Uh-huh. Just fire me in that case.
Right? I agree with Marina there. I lightly bounce a clean marshmallow off of Marina's forehead. I love that. Playful banter and throwing marshmallows at her head.
Dork!
He wordlessly tosses it into the trash with the ones from the floor.
Marshmallows. Pan. Now.
Yes, ma'am.
I pour the marshmallows into the pan with the butter, where they almost immediately start to bubble and dissolve. Marina's still working on her butter, stirring it even though it's already fully melted.
What are you waiting on? Christmas?
It's my secret technique.
Burning it?
Uh-oh. This time she throws a marshmallow at me for teasing her. That's funny.
That one comes out of your paycheck.
I love it. I love the banter between these two. I head back to my pan where the marshmallows have mostly morphed into a stringy paste. It clings to my spatula when I try to mix it.
Are you sure we should add a second bag? This is pretty thick as it is.
Yes, I'm sure.
I do as she says and dump the second bag of marshmallows in. The pan is getting pretty full, and I have to be very careful with my movements to avoid spilling any. Meanwhile, Marina is just now adding her first bag of marshmallows to her butter. On my other side, Cassie is pouring a bag of rice cereal into her own pan. She holds it steady with one hand while she mixes the concoction with the other.
So, Cassie, how'd you end up in Las Vegas?
It was a couple years ago now. Had a fight with my dad and left home.
Oh dang.
Couch surfed for a while. A day or 2 here, a month or so there. But I got sick of that and decided to settle down somewhere. I came out here because it felt fitting. In a dumb kid romantic way. Like you said, it's Las Vegas. It's all about luck and good fortune, jackpots or busts. I thought that maybe I'd find some purpose or meaning out here. Figured out pretty quickly that life doesn't work like that. At least, not that easy. But I decided that since I came all the way out here that I may as well stay.
Fair?
Got a job at Sweet Tooth because I figured it'd be better working around something I care about than something I don't. And now, here I am.
Cassie sets down the bowl she was using and inspects mine and Marina's progress. She nods approvingly.
Looking good. Go ahead and add in the cereal and let's move over here.
Okay. We do what we're told and regroup at one of the clean counters where Cassie is waiting with several colorful jars and some plastic brushes.
You kids ready for crafts time? We've still got to frost these suckers.
Awesome. I pour mine into a large dish like Cassie did. Marina is still a couple of minutes behind, mixing in her second bag of marshmallows. I carry the dish over and set it beside Cassie's. She hands me a knife.
So go ahead and try to cut these into ovals. It's okay if they're not perfect.
She carves at her own batch like she's cutting a particularly tough steak, with a constant back and forth motion. She goes slowly, trying to keep the line straight. The curve is tough, but she manages to pull it off. Half a minute later, she plucks out a piece.
It's kind of an oval, I guess.
Now that's stretching the truth. It's more like a triangle, let's be honest.
Close enough. Go ahead and shove one of these in there.
She takes a popsicle stick and rams it into the treat. Then she pops open one of the jars of frosting.
Dunk 'em.
There you go. She jams the treat in as far as it'll go until the frosting covers the whole thing. When she pulls it back out, a bit of excess drips back into the jar. Yeah, she's done this a time or two for sure.
Give 'em a once-over with the knife.
Deftly, she scrapes and spreads the frosting until it's smooth. While she's doing that, Marina joins us with her own tray.
That smells really good.
Yeah. And for some reason, Marina's have a different, richer smell than the stuff Cassie and I made. Another thing that would make these smell really good, and I know a little secret to making good Rice Krispie treats, is definitely by adding, I don't know how much, but just like a teaspoon or whatever of vanilla. Vanilla extract is a big secret to making really good Rice Krispie treats. I do know that. So I wonder if, like Marina, put in a little dash of vanilla. Maybe these other gals left out.
I know. I told you, it's my secret technique.
I wonder if I've already guessed her secret. Vanilla. Vanilla's the key.
What is it?
We're gonna find out, aren't we? Or is she gonna tell us?
If I told you, it wouldn't be a secret anymore now, would it?
I just love Marina. She's so adorable. I just stare at her.
Okay, fine. If you brown the butter for a long time, it turns them super good.
Oh, that's what was taking her that extra time. Okay. And before she could protest, I used the knife Cassie gave me to pry off a teeny bite from Marina's cooling mixture and pop it in my mouth.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
That's funny. She likes it a lot more than she thought she would. That's cool. It's rich and caramely, almost like toffee. It definitely puts mine to shame. I can see Marina struggle between yelling at me for stealing and being happy with my praise. She settles for a smug nod.
Can I try?
Marina begrudgingly cuts off a small piece and hands it to Cassie, who handles it as gently as a lump of gold. Marina watches intently as Cassie tastes it.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
That's awesome. Marina knows how to do this, right?
Thanks.
And despite herself, I can tell Marina's struggling not to smile and appear nonchalant.
Okay, now that me and Amber have been put to shame, last step.
She rattles a bag of chocolate pieces that are shaped like thin discs.
Take a couple of these bad boys and stick them on before the frosting dries.
Awesome. 2 of the discs get pressed in for the eyes. She also breaks off the corner of the 3rd disc and attaches that as a mouth.
And voila!
Nice.
It's good enough, and that's what counts.
It isn't perfect, but it's definitely a passable alien. And for the final step, she mummifies it in plastic wrap, and then she tosses it into a large plastic bin.
Now we've just got to do this like 50 more times.
Alright, that's funny. And with our directions clear, all 3 of us get to work. It's fairly tough cutting through the marshmallow mess, which is already cooled and solidified by a lot. I have to frequently change my angle or repeatedly stab a spot with a knife, a lot like when we were digging for the treasure. Cassie also starts to melt the butter for another batch of treats. I finally managed to cut out a rough alien head shape from my tray. If Cassie's first one was kind of triangular, mine is even further from the target. I don't even think there's a proper name for the shape. It's just a blob. The popsicle stick step is easy, but when I try dipping it into the frosting, only a little bit sticks. I pull it out and try again, but I still can't get more than a third of it or so covered. Cassie, who's watching me, shrugs.
Don't worry about it. It's close enough.
Aw.
You've got a pretty generous definition of close.
Yeah, especially if only a third of it's covered.
It's abstract art. Or something. How do we know aliens don't really look like that?
I mean, that's pretty clever to say that.
Good point.
I press in the eyes and a small mouth and then set it aside to be wrapped.
How are yours going?
Yeah, Amber's are going to be like more perfect, right? Perfect ovals and everything. I hover over Marina's shoulder, and this time she doesn't wave me away. She's just finished frosting hers, leaving an artistic unfrosted spot near the neck. Using her fingernails, she snaps the chocolate disc into more jagged eye shapes, and then attaches those using one of the scraps for the mouth. She holds it up for me to see.
What do you think?
It's out of this world.
Oh, that's awesome. Marina groans as she sets it down next to mine and Cassie's. All three of us huddle together admiring, or in my case, pretending to admire, our handiwork. Cassie whistles in admiration as she picks up Marina's, turning it this way and that to inspect it.
This looks great. Good work. You get an A+.
Told you guys. I'm a pro.
I love it. Love her attitude. Cassie, what is that word? Pantomimes, bowing in recognition of Marina's skill. So Cassie pantomimes bowing in recognition of Marina's skill here.
Amber, you get
You don't have to say it.
an A for effort?
There you go.
You're more generous than any teacher I've ever heard of.
That's awesome.
It's still one that I don't have to make myself, and that's more than enough.
Fair.
Only 48 left to go.
Oh boy. They're going to be busy for a while, for sure. We get back to it, with Cassie sometimes pouring new batches of cereal mix into trays for us to work with. It takes longer than I would have expected, but we managed to get them done. And there's a clear hierarchy in terms of skill. Marina's are nearly perfect and would fit in well at a Roswell museum. That's so funny. So this is Amber's. Wow. And this has got to be Marina's, right? Yeah, that's cool. Cassie's are nice, even though the first one looked kind of rough, and would fit right in a cookbook or something. Mine will probably be sold at a discount. I can't imagine why Amber would say that. After we finish wrapping all the treats, we move them all into a plastic band. Cassie hoists that into a small rolling cart along with a few other boxes of homemade goodies. The aftermath is impressive. There are a ton of dirty dishes and crumbs littering the counter. Cassie tosses most of these dishes into the sink to soak. Cassie checks the clock.
Looks like we finished just in time, too. We should get to the con right when it opens.
It was fun.
I'm really glad to hear Marina say that. Me too.
Yeah, it was. Although, I get the feeling you could have finished faster without us.
No way, I'd have been at it the rest of the morning. Besides, having good company is just as important as having good help.
Yeah, good point again.
Let me go dump all this in the van and then we can get going.
She wheels the cart out and away, leaving Marina and I behind. The instant we're alone, Marina yawns, leaning against me.
Sleepy.
That's so cute.
Hey, don't fall asleep. We've got a convention to go to. Did you let Tess know we'll be there soon?
She jolts up straight.
Oh, shoot. I'll do that right now.
Look at that face. Marina pulls out her phone and frantically taps out a message.
I hope she sees it.
Right?
I'm sure she will. Isn't she pretty much always on her phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time.
He hasn't responded by the time Cassie returns, this time without the cart.
Ready to go?
Marina grabs my hand.
Ready.
Alright guys, so we are now at the convention. We're lugging our supplies around, and I think this is a good spot to stop because I definitely want to keep these episodes under an hour. I want to try to keep them closer to 30 minutes. So I do want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching, and this is part 5 of this visual novel. And we will see you guys back in part 6 here in the next few days as we continue to read of this adventure about Amber and Marina, the couple in love, and see what kind of adventure or drama they can get themselves into. I know I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, them meet up with Tess, that 12-year-old girl, for her birthday party. I'm really curious if they can help cheer her up, because something is definitely wrong with her. She just seems really, really depressed, and it's really sad to me, just the way she's talking and how sad she is, especially on her 12th birthday. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Be sure and comment down below on my YouTube channel. Be sure you rate my video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back with LiveStream of the Moonshine number 326 here soon, part 6 of my playthrough of this DLC for Highway Blossoms. We'll see you soon, everybody. Take care out there. Have a good one.